Hello guys, TKG here for your comfortable LostArk life. Today, I'd like to cover the recent changes in the KL region. LostArk is currently approaching a major turning point. The much anticipated LostArk update, which will bring the grand main storyline to a close, is on the horizon. While recent updates have largely focused on the game's economy, this new patch is notable for introducing both class balance adjustments and new story contents leading up to the last act. In many ways, this is one of the most game-focused updates we've seen recently, setting the stage for significant developments in both gameplay and narrative. First, let's look at the story-related update. The newly added episode is called Trajectory of Fate and begins in the big city of South Cruzan. This episode can be played only once per roster, and after completing it, there's no need to replay it. Also, once you accept this episode quest, you cannot abandon it, so be sure to carefully choose which character you want to use. This episode is a prerequisite for the upcoming Last Act raid, so you must complete it to avoid any issues entering Last Act. The Trajectory of Fate episode can be progressed with a character at item level 1660, but you must first fulfill the required prerequisites. Make sure to complete all necessary quests ahead of time so you can proceed without any trouble. And now, the highlight of this update, the balance adjustments. These seem to be in preparation for the first challenge of the upcoming Last Act. As the developers themselves commented, these balance changes are based mainly on data from top-tier players for the Last Act and Act 4. So if you are more casual players, you might not immediately notice a big difference. Honestly, for all the grand announcements, most of the changes come down to straightforward number tweaks. Of course, it's a good sign that the developers are not just looking at repeated differences between classes or obvious gaps in performance, but are also watching overall combat flow and player feedback to inform ongoing updates. While writing this, I'm actually wondering if there will be another opportunity for the director to speak directly about Last Act. I'm looking forward to more detailed explanation about both the balance changes and the game's future. Maybe through a new trailer or cinematic. If not, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, it seems that this round of balance adjustments has followed these patterns. So-called identity and specialization classes have generally seen a decrease in performance, while characters with sustained damage momentum have mostly been improved. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure about the reasoning behind trying to preemptively address potential imbalances in Last Act with these adjustments. In the end, these balance changes are based on the current statistic and data, and the highest level raid at the moment is Act 3. It makes you wonder whether these tweaks will really hold up in the context of the upcoming Last Act. And it's a bit concerning. Anyway, back to the point. In this video, I'll be sharing community-collected data that reflects the recent balance patch note. Honestly, the patch note themselves just lists the buffs or nerfs to specific skills and the adjustments to Ark passive performance. So it's pretty hard to gauge at a glance how much your character has improved or worsened overall. To make things clearer, there is a set of community statistics that provide a more accessible overview of these changes. So I brought that information here to share. First, the warrior class. Most warriors received buffs in this balance update, while many specialization-focused classes received nerfs. Punisher Slayer was the one notable case that actually got buffed. For martial artists, adjustments were most notable for the Soul Fist class. Gunner classes received the following changes. As a gunslinger player, I felt the time to hunt nerf was a bit disappointing, but given its recent strong performance, the nerf was somewhat expected. Still, it's strange that Scouter or Machinist didn't receive any meaningful adjustments in this patch. For Mage classes, sustained DPS class engraving received various tweaks and buffs. The Assassin class followed a similar trend, with steady DPS class engraving being adjusted and improved. As for Specialists, Wind Fury Aeromancer was buffed, while the Wild Soul Ferality class engravings, which had shown outstanding performance recently, was significantly adjusted and nerfed. As this balance update shows, it feels like the overall direction and trends in the game are shifting. Instead of heavily favoring classes with strong identities and specialization builds, the patch seems to encourage more accessible, easier to control, critical swiftness builds. The structural adjustment to Gunslinger moving toward the critical swiftness setup also feels like the starting point for these broader changes in direction. Personally, I really enjoy classes that deliver big damage performance, so I hope future balance update will continue to strike a good balance between the current trends and the appeal of those traditionals, high-impact builds. Consistent patches that maintain this harmony would definitely be appreciated. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and always, thanks for your big support. Hope this video was a little help for your LostArk journey. And of course, if you like my videos, hit the sub for more upcoming infos. I'll come back with more useful infos in the next video.